श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता विशाखान्वितंश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यैश्वरम् जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear worshipable devotees, for taking out your most valuable time. See Subal Gopal Prabhu, Raghu Prabhu, Ruby Mataji, Swati Mataji, Adabharani Mataji, Baswati Mataji, and Preeti Mataji. Thank you so much for taking out your time to read, hear, study Bhagavad Gita. And today we are going to read the last verse, which is the 700th verse. And I'm sure everyone, all of you know this verse, right? How many of you have memorized this verse? Raise your hand. Okay, Subal Prabhu knows. Nice. So maybe by the end of the class, you all can memorize, or by tomorrow. So we are going to study this verse, chapter 18, text number 78. And we depend on Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy, and we depend more when we are caught off guard. So I was not fully ready in my mind and heart until 10 minutes back, and somehow I felt that is Krishna's arrangement, and I got ready like 10 minutes back, so that and then I saw a purport. Oh, it's long purport. Okay, so all I have to do is read the purport, and then 40 minutes will just easily go. Krishna is savior. So let's do it together and see what Krishna is trying to teach us, what Srila Prabhupada is trying to teach us. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruvani Matir Mama. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruvani Matir Mama. Maybe a few devotees can recite this beautiful verse.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
After you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. 18 points at night. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Srir Vijayo Buddhir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Anyone else?
Devotees, anybody would like to? Recite.
I can recite. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurtara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Pama.
Very nice. One more, and then we move on.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Devaji Dandavat Pranam. I'll try Prabhuji. Bhagavad Gita 18.78 Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir Dhurva Nitir Matir Mama.
Excellent. Yatra is after synonyms, translations, and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Yatra, where? Yoga Ishvara, the master of mysticism. Krishna, Lord Krishna. Yatra, where? Partha, the son of Pritha. Dhanu, Dharaha, the carrier of the bow and arrow. Tatra, there. Shri, opulence. Vijayaha, victory. Bhuti, exceptional power. Dhruva, certainly. Niti, morality. Mati, mama, my opinion. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. Who's my here? Who's my?
Arjuna.
Sanjaya.
Sanjay. Sanjay is speaking to
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra. So, four things: opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. Where will they be present? Where there is Sri Krishna and wherever there is Arjuna. Let's read further. The Bhagavad Gita began with an inquiry of Dhritarashtra's. He was hopeful of the victory of his sons. The first verse was an inquiry. Assisted by the great warriors like Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. They were all on the side of Dhritarashtra. He was hopeful that the victory would be on his side. But after describing the scene of battlefield, Sanjay told the king, "You are thinking of victory, but my opinion is that where Krishna and Arjuna are present, there will be good fortune." So beautiful. Where Krishna is present, he's Madhava, the husband of goddess of fortune. There will be always good fortune. He directly confirmed that Dhritarashtra could not expect victory for his side. Victory was certain for the side of Arjuna because Krishna was there. Krishna's acceptance of the post of the charioteer of Arjuna was an exhibition of another opulence. Krishna is full of all opulences, and renunciation is one of them. There are many instances of such renunciation, for Krishna is also the master of renunciation. Jayastu Panduputranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Where Krishna is present, victory will be there. Irrespective of whether Bhishma, Drona, Karna, who were like mighty warriors compared to Arjuna and others. There was no match. But Krishna is unparalleled. He's the source and the full of all opulences, unlimited strength, beauty, etc. There's a longer purport, so maybe some other devotees can also read the purport, one paragraph. So anyone wants to read this one?
I can read.
I can start.
Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Yeah. The fight was actually between Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. Arjuna was fighting on behalf of his elder brother Yudhishthira. Because Krishna and Arjuna were on the side of Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira's victory was certain. The battle was to decide who would rule the world, and Sanjaya predicted that the power would be transferred to Yudhishthira. It is also predicted here that Yudhishthira, after gaining victory in this battle, would flourish more and more because not only was he righteous and pious, but he was also a strict moralist. He never spoke a lie during his life. Thank you.
So Dhritarashtra somehow wanted to hear from anyone to tell and hint that somehow my sons will be victorious. He was so attached because of, the moha, the illusion that my children, my money, my home, my Dhritarashtra, the one who wants to accumulate more Rashtra, kingdom, he could not see bad in their child. Putra moh. Everyone said, because of this Duryodhana, all your 100 sons will die. Dronacharya said, Kripacharya said, Bhishma Pitama said, Vidura said, here now also, who is saying? Sanjay is saying that the victory is going to be on their side, where there is Krishna. But Dhritarashtra thought, oh no, Karna is there, Bhishma Pitama is there, Dronacharya is there. Their strength is limited. That's what Duryodhana said. He took the Narayani Sena, the army of the Lord. Arjuna took Krishna on his side. It is said in other places there are some fishes which are called Timingala. In the previous ages, there were some fishes called Timingala. Much, even before that, we have heard of whales, right? The largest known mammal. Really huge, very mighty. There are some fishes called Timi who can gulp whales, like, like a big fish would gulp a small fish. A big fish, which is like about 4 feet long, can, easily gulp a fish which is like 4 inches long, right? With no effort. Similarly, this Timi fish can easily gulp a whale. Now, there are fishes called Timingala who can gulp Timi in their gullah. That's what they're called, Timingala. So why I'm sharing is not to talk about fishes, but the Dronacharya and Bhishma Pitama were like Timingala. And these, Arjuna, Yudhishthira, etc. were like ordinary fishes. Like, what is the match? No match. But they had one very, very important thing, which is Krishna on their side. And that is the most important lesson here. Is Krishna on our side or not? Let's move further and read next paragraph. Anyone wants to read? Yes,
There are many less intelligent persons who take Bhagavad Gita to be a discussion of topic between two friends on a battlefield. But such a book cannot be scripture. Some may protest that Krishna incited Arjuna to fight, which is immoral. But the reality of the situation is clearly stated. Bhagavad Gita is the supreme instruction in morality. The supreme instruction of morality is stated in the 9th chapter. In the 34th verse, Manmana Bhava Madbhakto, one must become a devotee of Krishna, and the essence of all religion is to surrender unto Krishna. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam saranam braja. The instructions of Bhagavad Gita constitute the supreme process of religion and of morality. All other processes may be purifying and may lead to this process, but the last instruction of the Gita is the last word in all morality and religion. Surrender unto Krishna. This is the verdict of the 18th chapter.
Very well. Excellent. As mentioned here, Prabhupada is saying that it is not just a book about war. It's a book about life. It's a book about conduct. It's a book about bhakti. It's a book about surrender. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Well, that is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, to become a devotee, how to become happy. If Bhagavad Gita was to promote and instigate war, why there would be qualities like non-enviousness, titikva, tolerance, equanimity, equipoise is mentioned at least 10 plus verses in the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is not the one which is promoting war. Rather, actually, we have war every day in our homes. Every day in our life, there is war, there is struggle. So Bhagavad Gita is both a history, is actual like reality, and it's also didactic, like more instructional, and also metaphorical. It can be seen in all layers that how we are also struggling every day and juggling through so many illusions, so many dilemmas like Arjuna had, so many crossroads like Arjuna had. We are also shaking, and we are also confused. So Bhagavad Gita is teaching us about life and about every important lesson or every important thing which is worth knowing actually in life is there in the Gita. About relationships, about healthy habits, about food, about habits, about eating, sleeping, recreation, and about how to control emotions, how to deal with others, how to deal with situations, and the most important aspect, how to be really happy and connect with the Supreme Lord, who is the source of all happiness. So Bhagavad Gita, in the outer layer, is the outer conversation between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. As we discuss, small minds talk about people, but great minds talk about wisdom. So Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra is asking about people. What did my sons and sons of Pandu do? Talking about people. Uski life mein kya chal raha hai? Iski life mein kya chal raha hai? What is she doing? Come on, there's so much I can focus on my life. That is the biggest project I have, to work on my life, to improve my life, and to be the best version of my own self. So great people talk about wisdom. How can I improve? How can I learn from the Gita? So Arjuna was not asking, Arjuna was asking how to control, how to overcome the demon of doubt. Oh Madhusudana, you are the killer of the demon of doubt. You help me. So that is the inner dialogue, which is the most important. And ultimately, it culminates in the supreme bhakti process, which is the essence of all religion. And this is the essence, the conclusion of even Sanjaya, who was also a great, devotee and disciple of none other than Vyasadeva. Vyasa Prasadat. How was he able to narrate and all see all this? He was no ordinary soul. He was the great disciple of Vyasadeva. From the Bhagavad Gita, we can understand that to realize oneself by philosophical speculation and by meditation is one process, But to fully surrender unto Krishna is the highest perfection. Bhakti is not about dhyana and jnana and philosophy and speculation and this and that. Ultimately, the highest and the full surrender to Krishna is the highest perfection. Prema Pumatro Mahan. This is the essence of the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. And any intelligent teacher, guru, is always repeating this. Therefore, Prabhupada repeats the bhakti yoga in almost every verse, every chapter, because that's the essence. The path of regulative principles according to the orders of the social life and according to the different courses of religion may be a confidential path of knowledge. But although the rituals of religion are confidential, meditation and cultivation of knowledge are still more confidential. And surrender unto Krishna in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness is most confidential instruction. That's the essence of the 18th chapter. So many things are discussed in the Gita about the social orders, brahmachari ashram, grihastha ashram, vanaprastha, sannyas, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra, what are the duties, the do's and the don'ts. Then there is cultivation of knowledge, dhyana, meditation, jnana, all that. But ultimately, bhakti yoga is the most confidential. Next paragraph, anyone wants to read?
Thank you. Hare Krishna devotees, Thanas Prana, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Another feature of Bhagavad Gita is that the actual truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. The absolute truth is realized in three features: impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and ultimately the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Perfect knowledge of the absolute truth means perfect knowledge of Krishna. If one understands Krishna, then all the departments of the knowledge are part and parcel of that understanding. Krishna is transcendental, for he is always situated in his eternal internal potency. The living entities are manifested of his energy and are divided into two classes: eternally conditioned and eternally liberated. Such living entities are innumerable and they are considered fundamental parts of Krishna. Material energy is manifested into 24 divisions. The creation is affected by eternal time and it is created and dissolved by external energy. This manifestation of the cosmic world repeatedly becomes visible and invisible. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada is practically summarizing the important sections of the Bhagavad Gita here. This is another important, very important topic covered in the Bhagavad Gita about impersonal Brahman versus the Supreme Bhagavan. Chapter 12 begins with this question: what is more suitable, impersonal Brahman worship or the Bhagavan worship? And Krishna very clearly and unequivocally addresses that the worship of the Supreme Bhagavan realization is the topmost and recommended for the Kali Yuga beings. That's the complete picture and the complete understanding. Then Prabhupada is mentioning about the Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated soul, Nitya Siddha, and eternally Baddha, Nitya Baddha. And the idea is that we fall in that category. We are also conditioned soul. We are conditioned by the different modes from time innumerable. But by taking this process of bhakti yoga, which begins with the chanting of the holy name, which begins with the Shravanam Kirtanam process, we can also become eternally liberated. And that's what the Bhagavad Gita is all about. As we, last time when we were talking about the journey, the roadmap of the Gita, Arjuna in the beginning was confused. Bhagavad Gita does not say leave the world, but to re-enter the world like a Padma Patra Ivambasa. Be the lotus which is not impacted by the dirt and the muddy waters. Rather, develops a coating. So we also, while being in this world but not of this world, develop a bhakti coating. So we are not affected by the modes. Again, easier said than done, but this is what the Gita is teaching all of us to follow. Next paragraph.
Hare Krishna. Can I go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. Please.
Hare Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, 5 principal subject matters have been discussed: the Supreme Personality of Godhead, material nature, the living entities, eternal time, and all kinds of activities. All is dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. All conceptions of the Absolute Truth, impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and any other transcendental conception exists within the category of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although superficially the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the living entity, material nature, and time appear to be different. Nothing is different from the Supreme, but the Supreme is always different from everything. Lord Chaitanya's philosophy is that of inconceivable oneness and difference. The system of philosophy constitutes perfect knowledge of the absolute truth. The living entity in his original position is pure spirit. He is just like. Oh, can I continue, Prabhu?
Maybe we'll take a quick pause and then read further. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So here, the 5 main subjects of the Bhagavad Gita. Ishvara, or Bhagavan, Paramatma. The material nature is Prakriti. Then Jiva, or Atma, living entities. Kala, time, and Karma, the activities. These are the 5 principal topics of the Bhagavad Gita. And if one can understand that, who am I? Who is God? Why I am doing things, what I am doing, how I am caught up in this material modes, what is time, right? All these factors are so important to understand, and Bhagavad Gita is clearly teaching us that with the 5 main subjects of Bhagavad Gita. No one these days has time to understand time. Everyone is busy. Who am I? Who is God? And said, why do we care about God? Why do we care about understanding? We care about FIFA World Cup. Pay $7,000 to go to the New York and buy a World Cup ticket. It was like $10,000. People care more about that. People have time. And no, we're not criticizing any sports, but the point is that we don't have time for our own good. Is it not? Nate vidu swartha gatim he Vishnu. Isn't that so ironical? That a person who does not know what is good for their own self and blindly following the masses. Andhan Andhante upaniyamana, like Prahlad Maharaj says this. Nate vidu, we don't know that our real good lies in devotional service. Someone posted that I know people who have 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, and 50 million, and we all have one thing in common. They're all unhappy. Because until where there is Krishna, there'll be all happiness. There is no Krishna, no happiness. This is the fundamental aspect of this verse. People are looking for money, thinking that yes, that is going to give me happiness. Duryodhana also thought that. He got the army. He thought he made a good deal. He was very happy actually when Arjuna picked Krishna. Good for you. And inside he's thinking like, what a fool. Glad I got the army. And then Shakuni Mama, I was watching this episode in Mahabharata recently, and then he went to Shakuni Mama and said, Mamaji, I got a great deal. That fool Arjuna, he said, I want Madhav, I want Krishna, you. What will I do with the army? I said, okay, you take the army, and I got the good deal. And his mama said, you are a big fool. Right? Although he was very duplicitous, known for his trickery, but he also knew that where there is Krishna, there is going to be victory. Sometimes the bad people also know that they are on the wrong side. Karna knew that he's on the wrong side. But again, the moha of friendship there, Dronacharya also knew. Even this Ravana's brother, Kumbhakarna, also knew. So it's one thing to know what is to be done, and it's one thing to do that. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Wherever there is Krishna, that's the place we should always be. If we are at that place, so there are two things. We should be at the place where Krishna is, and we should arrange our life in such a way that Krishna would want to be in a place where we are. Is it making sense? Both are required. We should want to be at a place where Krishna is, and we should arrange our life, our home, our family, our lifestyle that Krishna wants to be there. And how will that happen? Yatra gayanti mad bhakta tatra tisthami narada. If our home, if our family, if our environment, lifestyle is the place where there is constantly fighting, improper food habits, improper lifestyle habits, improper routine, would Krishna want to live there? Would Guru want to live there? Even though we may have fancy deities, whatever, bronze, steel, marble, wood, but Krishna does not stay there. But if we cultivate a culture of devotional service, chanting regularly, hearing regularly, reading Bhagavad Gita regularly, offering bhoga to the Lord, doing some arti, inviting devotees, friends to create a Krishna conscious environment, regularly visiting temple, attending programs, festivals, yatras, and so many other ways, trying to create that culture, then Krishna would want to come there. Krishna would come running. Because Krishna loves to be in a place where his devotees are. And devotees love to be in a place where Krishna is, because they are inseparable. Krishna is never without his devotees, and true devotees are never without Krishna. Therefore, that combination, ideal Supreme Lord, Purna Purushottam Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, and the ideal devotee, Sri Arjuna, here in this case, or you can put your name, right? Aspiring to be an ideal devotee, aspiring to be a sincere seeker. Krishna would want to be there. And life would be so happy, glorious. The more we add Krishna consciousness in our life, the more we'll be happy. the more we'll be successful. Opulence will come. Shri will come. Shri Devi will come. Opulence will come. People are running for opulence. Name, fame, victory, money. Opulence will come. And what is real opulence? It's not the money actually. Money is never the real opulence. Money is temporary. It may come, it may go. But the real opulence, the real Dhanavan, the real Lakshmana was called Lakshmipati. Lakshmana, Lakshmi Sampanna actually. Lakshmana, Lakshmi Sampanna. But what Lakshmi Sampanna? He was, in 14 years, never ate, never slept. What Lakshmi did he get? He got the Lakshmi of the service of the Supreme Lord. Pure association of the Supreme Lord. He was always with Krishna or Rama in that case. Extraordinary power, bhutir, and of course morality. So that's mentioned. And plus over here it's also mentioned about achintya veda, which means there is simultaneously oneness and difference. We are one in quality with the Supreme Lord, but the jiva does not become God. That's why this is very important. Who is Supreme Lord? Who is living entity? We are Anu Atma. Anu means tiny, infinitesimal. Krishna is Vibhu Atma or Param Atma, infinite. So the Anu Atma can never be Vibhu Atma in size or quantity, like a drop of water and the ocean water. Okay, let's read further. Anyone else who has not read?
I can read something.
Yes, one.
The living entity in his original position is pure spirit. He is just like an atomic particle of the Supreme Spirit. Thus, Lord Krishna may be compared to the sun and the living entities to sunshine. Because the living entities are the marginal energy of Krishna, they have a tendency to be in contact either with the material energy or with the spiritual energy. In other words, the living entity is situated between the two energies of the Lord. And because he belongs to the superior energy of the Lord, he has a particle of independence. By proper use of that independence, he comes under the direct order of Krishna. Thus, he attains his normal condition in the pleasure-giving potency. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purpose to the 18th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of its conclusion, the perfection of renunciation.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading this paragraph. So in this paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about the choice given to the marginal energy, tatastha shakti. Tata sthita iti tatastha. Tata means the shore. One side is the ocean, one side is the land. Tata is the in between. We have the choice to dive deep in the nectarian ocean of devotional service, or we have the choice to go to the barren land, which is stay in this material world. Based on the choices we make, it will determine our happiness. It will determine our next birth. It will determine our lifestyle. It will determine our future. Moment by moment choices we make determines our future, our destiny. So key points in this verse, 4 things. What are the 4 things mentioned in this verse one will get if one has Krishna on their side? Shri, Vijay, Bhuti, Niti. Who will know the Sanskrit of these? Anyone wants to try? What's Shri?
Opulence.
opulence. It's not just money, as we discussed. It could mean in so many different ways. Main opulences, devotional service. And secondary opulence, beauty, prosperity, grace, money. These are very secondary. And of course, they are temporary. Vijaya. What does Vijaya mean?
Victory.
Victory. So we need to win over the battles, is it not? When a soldier goes to the war, sometimes the wife, sometimes the sister, they may put like a, the Vijay Tilak. So devotees put the Tilak because you are going for a war every day. War with material energy, war with the anarthas, lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, kam, krodh, lobh, moh. It's a war. We may not be fighting physical war with our uncles and gurus and, that is not the war we are fighting, but we are all fighting a war. We are all in the battlefield. Life is a battlefield. Every day is a fight, is a struggle. The anarthas want to conquer us. The anarthas want to win over. But when will we be victorious? When will we be victorious? If we prioritize Krishna in our life. Because if Krishna is there, then victory will be there. And I'm sure all of you have felt that. Is it not? When we are diluting our spiritual sadhana, sangha, seva, etc., don't we feel that our spiritual potency is lacking? Don't we feel that we are going towards Maya? Don't
Yes.
we feel that we are weakening, our spiritual strength is going down?
Yes.
Why? Because bhakti ka dose kam kar di. Because we are forgetting Krishna. If we forget Krishna, then what's the opposite of victory?
Lose.
Yeah, defeat. We'll be defeated. The mind will conquer. We'll be defeated by our own mind. We'll be defeated by our senses. The senses will say, hey, do this. Mind will say, do this. And yes, will say, yeah, because there's the strong, the good side is weak and the bad dog is stronger. We have fed the bad dog because of lack of Krishna consciousness. Whenever we feel spiritually weak, that means we have not prioritized Krishna. We can check in our lives, and we're all sadhakas. So the idea is prioritize Krishna to be victorious. Let me complete this thought. I'll come back to your counter question. So we need to become victorious. We need Vijay in our life. And Vijay, Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Paksha Janardana. जिसकी साइड कृष्णा है उसकी विजय होगी. Extraordinary power. We need power. It's not that we are craving for power. No. What kind of power? Power to say yes to the good and no to the bad. Don't we need power? We need spiritual power. And even to do things in this material world. Krishna will open up the doors. If we have him on his side, like Prabhupada, did he have, you can say, material power when he came to US? Did he have a lot of power? Influence, money, name, fame? He had practically nothing in a material calculation. Money was almost nil. Strength, physical strength was, 70-year-old person in a foreign country. What can you expect, right? From material calculations, he had not much power, influence, etc. But he had Krishna. So Krishna helped him, through him, built hundreds of temples, thousands of disciples. That is the power, that is the fame, that is the influence one may get. Only by the mercy and the blessings of the Supreme Lord. If Krishna is, and And finally, Dhruva Niti, eternal morality. Acting by Krishna's desire. What is highest morality? Prabhupada is emphasizing is to surrender to Krishna. Yes, someone had a thought or a comment or a question. Let's take that. Zoom user had a thought. You raise your hand. Not sure who's this devotee, but if you want to share something, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just now you have explained regarding, I remembered some shloka, it may be correct or not, please, Prabhuji, rectify it. Yato dharmaha, tato krishnaha, yato krishnaha, tato vijayaha. That I remember, Prabhuji, please recollect it. Explain it, Prabhuji, sorry.
Very bold. Yeah, that's the same verse we are talking about. Maybe you joined a little bit late, but welcome to the party.
Yes, sorry.
That's the last verse of the Gita we are talking about. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. That's that's the last verse of the Gita. So these
Hare
four
Krishna,
things will always be there. In another way, if we see here, Krishna can also represent direction, right? Krishna also represents here values. To be successful in any endeavor, we need a good guide or a good path or a good framework or a good plan, is it not? But just plan without execution won't work. That's another leadership lesson here. So Krishna was the one who was driving the chariot for Arjuna. Basically, he was navigating and Arjuna was fighting. So we need a good guide, we need a good guru, we need a good mentor in our life. But the mentor, don't expect the guru to do everything. The guru will do the mala, the guru will go and do the job, the guru will do and cut the vegetables. No, the guru will guide. But accountability, the discipline, the execution, the courage, that the disciple has to show. So vision without execution is just a dream. And execution without the vision is a chaos. Is it not? Execution without a vision. So we need both. We need a good mentor, guide, and we need the discipline to execute it. That will lead to excellence. That will lead to victory. And of course, we need the blessing of God. The blessing will naturally be there if it is done for the right endeavor, with the right intent, with the right guru. The right guru is always going to guide us in the direction which ultimately lead us to devotional service. They'll always keep Krishna as the focus. So my dear friends, devotees, this is something we should ask daily. Is Krishna on my side today? And am I on Krishna's side today? We can reflect upon these questions on a regular basis. That means, am I doing things which will please God? And He'll be happy to be on my side. And am I prioritizing Krishna in my life to intentionally make steps to be with Him? Be with Him means be with the process, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Pranamda, Bhakti. And if the answer is no, then it means we need to make a change, a conscious change. especially for if it's consistently no for a few days. There could be on and off days. Today I felt that I didn't spend very nice and productive devotional service. Yes, there may be days, there could be days, there will be days like that. But if the answer is consistently no for a prolonged period, prolonged could be few days, few weeks, depends. And everyone's lifestyle is and priorities are different. Therefore, we need guru, we need guide, we need mentor. But if the answer is no, that means we need to make a change. We need to make a change. Otherwise, what will happen? We'll lose the bala. We'll lose the spiritual strength. So, again, the idea is let's prioritize Krishna. Let's do things which will invite him. When the heart is soft and pure, Krishna will come running, the famous Damodar Leela. Right? Let's do things which will pull Krishna, Jagannath Rath Yatra, pulling Krishna in our heart. Let's do things, let's attempt, let's make our life and service our every aspect of our life which will invite Krishna in our life, in our heart, in our consciousness. And let's not do things which will take him away or he won't want to be at such a place, at such a heart, which is, if its heart is dark and polluted, full of irsha, dvesha towards others, no, Krishna won't stay there, sorry. And when we do our best, sincerely, victory will be there. We'll be able to, conquer our mind and senses gradually, become a Goswami, become the master of mind senses. We'll be victorious in life. Towards mind and senses, we'll be victorious. We'll get spiritual strength. We'll get Shri, power, Bhuti, extraordinary power, and morality. Morality means when the mind will say to do something which is immoral, Krishna inside this will say, no, Baba, it's not good for you, don't do. The mind is wicked. The mind will say sometimes, depending upon how much strong the temptations of the mind may say sometimes to do immoral things. But if Krishna consciousness is strong, the willpower is strong, the bhakti power is strong, the mind will not give it. The mind will not be able to give into those. In short, the intelligence will take over. Krishna, the charioteer, will take over and not let the horses run in the direction the horses want to run, the senses of the horses. The intelligence will be strong because Krishna is on our side. So am I letting the chariot of my life be driven by Krishna, or am I letting the chariot of my life be driven by Trishna? What is Trishna? Material desires, temptations. Is my ego my companion, or is Krishna my companion? So something to reflect upon. I'll take a pause. Thank you all for your wonderful patience, time, energy, and reading and hearing this wonderful verse together. Hare Krishna. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir, Matir Mama. Hari Bol. I request you all to please memorize this verse if possible.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna. Is Ekadashi for us tomorrow or Saturday?
I believe it's
Tomorrow, Mataji.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay, because some of them say it's Saturday on 25th July.
Yeah, based on the calendar, Mataji. So you are in Tampa or?
Yes, I'm in EST. Yeah.
Yeah. For Tampa region, it is tomorrow, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari Bol Mata.
Can I ask a question, Prabhu? Kind of a question plus reflection both.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for wonderful class. Very nice, and you summarized so well this verse 18.78. So, Prabhuji, when you say about this, uh, like the Maya is taking over, or some of the moments of our life, like when I feel like major challenges I have sometimes, like when I am too busy at work, Prabhuji, and with deadlines to meet, and that time, like the work at work, I try sometimes to remember Krishna, and sometimes I hear lectures when I get chance, but sometimes it's so busy, the whole day gone, and then after when I and the car, and I turn on some class lectures, etc., but I feel like, oh, my whole day is gone. I didn't even think a single moment about Krishna, like always thinking about, oh, I have to give this, I have to give that to my boss or to meet the requirement. So it's, Prabhuji, it's kind of, for me, it's that way I'm going towards Maya. That's my major challenge. Otherwise, after coming home, morning classes, evening classes, chanting, duties are at home, but most of the hours at that 8 9 hours at work, it's I feel like I'm wasting my time, but what to do? So that's the that I feel like major Maya, Prabhuji, it's taking over.
We
Yeah,
have to do the, I mean, is it a thought? Is it a reflection? Is it a question?
yeah, it's a both, Prabhuji, reflections as well as question.
Hmm. It's very thoughtful of you to think that way. You were just reading in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, a sincere devotee always feels I am not doing enough. This is the consciousness of a sincere seeker. They don't feel, oh, I'm doing great. They always feel there's more opportunity to do things. So sincere devotee always feels like that. But at the same time, please note that your work is not totally, you know, like Maya. Don't think your work is Maya. Because if you were not doing work, if you were not getting the salary, how will you take care of the deities at home? Hmm? Right? How will you feed them nice bhoga? How will you arrange festival for them? How will you give charity to the temple or other Goseva, whatever services you feel, you know? How will you go for yatra, right? How will you do other many other aspects of if you have to arrange Abhishek for the Lord, you need to if you have to invite Vaishnavas at home, you need, so there are many things. So that work is supporting your devotional service, right? So don't think that as Maya. Mm. If it is connected to Krishna consciousness, then it is not. A devotee always feels, but yeah, still it's not like direct Krishna consciousness. Still, it's hard to remember. I mean, that is all correct. Therefore, it is recommended that we plan our life in such a way that we are not working for the, till the fag end of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We plan in such a way. We don't take such jobs which are too much, taxing. Oh, I'm working so hard. Like someone asked, like recently I shared this. Someone asked, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, I'm thinking right now I'm like around 30, 32. I'm thinking I'll work very hard for next 10 years, maybe like 15 hours a day, and I'll accumulate good money, maybe $1 million or, whatever. And then I don't have to work for the rest of my life. I'll have sufficient money. And in this 10 years, I'll do the basic bhakti, ek do ghanta, I'll do something, but I may not be able to do what I was doing. Maharaj said, please note a big assumption here is that you're going to live 10 years. First of all, that's assumption. Who knows you're going to live? So at any cost, we should not put bhakti on the back burner. So balance is the key. It's always the balance is the key. So you're doing your dutiful work, which is nice, and you're using it in a Krishna conscious way. See how you can even add some bhakti element there, like even if it's like a lunch break, you can hear a class or a kirtan or go for a walk, and or even like people take cigarette breaks at work, right? So devotees have to be intelligent to see how we can take some spiritual, even if it's a 5 minute, right? Break, we can try. But it could be a quick verse reading, it could be quick kirtan, it could be quick, just remembering in the heart. Sometimes we're in the meetings, we don't need to be like so mentally involved, we are just physically present. In the heart we can remember a verse or something. So we have to see how we can, we all have 24 hours, how we can steal time. And don't beat yourself too much either. That's my humble suggestion, that this is part of the journey as a grihastha. If it is dutiful work, which is aligned with the dharma, it's absolutely fine and necessary. And see how much it is supporting you to carry out your bhakti. So it's not a hindrance, it's a struggle and it's a journey. So, and mentally you also prepare for your, that you don't have to work till like whatever age, you decide. Every devotee should have an early retirement plan. One should not work till late years. Like the late years are the last lap of the marathon. The last marathon lap, one has to, put extra gear. So that's a separate topic in itself, but I hope it adds some value.
Yes, Prabhu. Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you. Yeah, that way I carry the work, Prabhuji. The tips here, what you said. I tried to do that, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Subal Prabhu, it's time. Do you wrap up?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Sorry for the miscommunication, Prabhuji. But yeah, thank you so much. And we are hoping that after 2 weeks we'll give the summary of the whole book.
Well, thank you for giving this opportunity. I'm very grateful to all of you and to allow me for purify myself by reading this verse. Bhagavad Gita Upanishad ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha, Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namo. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Good night. Hari Bol.
Shuklas Prabhuji ki
Krishna,
jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.